Since the official reveal of the Switch 2, Nintendo has been busy repeatedly gut-punching consumers. Whether it's game cartridges without the games, charging $10 for a glorified instruction manual, paid upgrades for older games, reselling decade-old games at a higher price than the initial launch, a subscription for camera functionality, or charging $80 for games, Nintendo has made it abundantly clear that they don't give a shit about their fans. They are going to take you for every dime they can get just because they can. Yet, despite this, last night I watched as the same people Nintendo is screwing broke the internet to give them money. And not even to get a Switch 2 to play, but to pre-order it. In doing so, they proved to Nintendo and the games industry at large that not only will they pay $80 for games, but they'll wait in line for the privilege to do so. And make no mistake, the rest of the games industry was watching, licking their lips at the prospect of gamers happily shelling out $80 for games. This will become the new industry norm. It may not happen overnight, but gamers just proved that they'll pay it, so companies will charge it. If you pre-ordered a Switch 2, you have just made gaming worse for everyone. You showed the industry that you are willing to pay more for less, and that's what you'll get. That's what we'll get. Companies like Ubisoft and EA broke out the champagne last night. But one of the more prolific Nintendo shills has a theory about all the backlash the Switch 2 has received since the price reveal. Player Essence has cracked the case. He knows what's actually going on here.
But then as things kind of went on with the night, I got more and more nervous as I saw that there's going to be like a bazillion people pre-ordering this. This whole drop the price when it comes to the games or whatever, even for some people the system, but mainly the games with Mario Kart, and this whole nobody's going to buy the system just wasn't correct. And I think that it was somewhat of a psyop or something. I said this on my live stream, man. People were just trying to say that so they can pre-order one easier. I'm like almost 100% sure. I'm 99% sure that people did that on purpose. They were there just to troll. Hopefully they can get one because they saw Mario Kart. They saw Donkey Kong. They saw Metroid. They saw all the different games like, oh snap, I want all this. They saw Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom running in good frame rates and resolution and with new features, and we're like, I need this. If I just say drop the price and act like nobody should buy it, then I'll be able to pre-order one better. It seemed like that was the case because it seemed like everybody and their mom wanted a Nintendo Switch 2. The pre-orders were wild.
So it's not that people had a principled, long-term perspective about what was best for the gaming market. It's not that we genuinely believe price increases are unnecessary and bad for consumers. It can only be that we were secretly trying to limit the amount of competition so we could be the very first to give Nintendo our money. He figured it out, guys. Guess it's time to come clean. After all, how could we possibly resist the endless, boring straightaways of Mario Kart World, or a $70 re-release of Breath of the Wild? This is insufferable levels of Nintendo bootlicking. He's so brainwashed by mindless fanboyism that he can't even imagine a scenario where someone has genuine concerns with a Nintendo product or practice. It can only be a conspiracy to claim the latest overpriced product Nintendo drops from the heavens. And of course, his comment section was equally obnoxious. Vote with your wallets. They did indeed vote with their wallets. Yeah, they did. Sometimes you vote wrong. Lamau, so much for those do not buy Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch 2 was a scam videos, lol. This proves all these people that say they're going to boycott Switch 2 either lying and pre-ordered one or they're just the vocal minority. That's why the latter ones can only gaslight those pre-ordered like Switch 2, calling them shills and bootlickers, saying they're the problem etc lol, says the guy with the Mario avatar. That checks out. When people said drop the price, they actually said, I'll pay anything. Because it couldn't possibly be that it's just two different groups of people. And my personal favorite. I've been saying from the start, this tantrum was signaling to Nintendo that the price was just right. Because the drop the price crowd wasn't disengaging. meaning they were still interested. If it was actually too high, they would have disengaged and lose interest, which would have actually lowered the price. So complaining about the price of a thing just tells the company that it's priced perfectly. I'd say this kid's got a bright future in the pharmaceutical industry. But of course, the real victims of the Switch 2 debacle are the people who tried to buy one. Just ask them, they'll tell you all about it. Some of them, it seems, had to work really hard to ruin the games industry for everyone.
We have been through a harrowing experience with these Switch 2 pre-orders, and we need to rant. I am mad. I'm very upset right now.
Currently 8:41 on Thursday morning, and we have been through the ringer with the 4 big online retailers.
I'm a broken person.
And listen, we know that people from Nintendo watch these videos. The things that we say shows up in reports that Nintendo makes that get shared. So we need to do this video to tell them what an utter embarrassment the situation around Switch 2 pre-orders was.
So people are in line at Walmart, Target is completely crashed, and then Target did the worst thing possible, which is confirm people's orders and then cancel them. Look at all these people that had their pre-order confirmed by Target and then canceled. That's absolutely the worst. It's absolutely a bummer. And these sites, these companies, these stores, they need to find a better way to get that under control.
Pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 were absolutely insane. If you were fighting online late last night trying to get one, you know this because websites were going down, crashing. Target was placing orders, then canceling orders. Walmart even had some reports of canceling orders after they went through. But once the initial first hour passed by, some of the dust had settled and pre-orders continued to fly. However, not everybody got their consoles.
Why does every single website not work? Tonight, Amazon, Target, Best Buy, GameStop, almost instant. Target went down in less than 30 seconds, which proves that bots scooped them up like nothing. Target was a mess. Best Buy was a mess. Walmart kept thinking I was a human or a bot. It kept asking me, did anybody else get the human or a bot thing? It's funny. Those are like made to prevent bots from getting these consoles. But guess what? The bots are the only thing that goes through. On all these preventive measures where you see the human or bot, prove you're a human or bot. How come the bots can get in but humans can't? It is absolutely frustrating, right?
I'm sorry. I have zero sympathy for these people. It almost makes me root for the scalpers. Their inability to say no to a mediocre product at an absurd price has made gaming worse. Every company in the industry was watching those pre-orders, and it won't be long before their prices increase to match. Everything, from the highly anticipated titles like GTA 6 or Witcher 3 to whatever annual slop Ubisoft and EA churn out, will be $80. Welcome to the new norm. I'll be playing indie games on Steam.